Sorry about that. Things got a little bit off script for a few minutes there. It doesn't matter though. Let's pretend it never happened and move right on. How many people here have seen the film Inception? One person up the back, that's very good. For those of you who haven't seen it, Inception is about a man, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who breaks into people's minds through their dreams to steal their thoughts. Now for him it's a kind of corporate espionage, but it's very similar to what I do as a magician, breaking into people's minds, stealing information. And in the movie he's hired to perform an inception, to break into a person's mind and plant an idea there instead of stealing one. And everybody tells him that, that this is impossible. And that got me thinking, could I plant an idea in another person's mind so deep within their subconscious they would think they came up with it themselves? Could I perform inception? With your permission, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'd like to try tonight. And Emma, you were only up here for a moment. Would you be my guinea pig? Ladies and gentlemen, Emma! Hi, Emma. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for agreeing to help out. So, Emma, you haven't had Inception before. Right. Okay. Those of you who have seen the movie, you'll know this is a very difficult, very dangerous, extremely complicated process. But I'm not Warner Brothers. I don't have $200 million. This is going to be a very low budget Inception. Okay, Emma, take a deep breath in and out. Let your mind go clear. Done. Like I said, very low budget. But nonetheless, if this has worked, I have just planted an idea in your mind. I want you to imagine you're holding a deck of cards. Imagine you're holding all the red cards in one hand, all the black cards in the other hand, and there's a table in front of you. Imagine you're going to put down half the deck onto the table. Which cards are you putting down, the red cards or the black cards?
Black.
The black cards. You're putting down the black cards and you're holding onto the red cards. Are you sure? Do you want to change your mind?
No.
Okay, so you're holding onto the red cards. Imagine spreading those in your hands. When you do, you see they're all shuffled and mixed up. So you take all the cards from one suit and you start pulling them out of the deck to separate them from one another. Are you pulling out the hearts or are you pulling out the diamonds? The hearts. Again, are you sure? Okay, so you pull the hearts out of the deck. As you do that, you sort them into two piles. The number cards, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, into one pile. The other cards, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace, into another pile. Then you wave your hands, you snap your fingers, and one of those packets just floats into the air. Which packet floated? Was it the picture cards or the number cards? The pictures. So the Jack, the Queen, the King, and the Ace have just hovered into the air. Okay. Imagine now that two of them, they've hovered into the air like balloons. Imagine that two of them hovered into the air like helium balloons, i.e. all the way to the ceiling. Which two cards got stuck to the ceiling? Which two are hovering in the air? Which two are on the ceiling out of the Jack, the Queen, the King, and the Ace? The King and the Queen are stuck to the ceiling, which means the Jack and the Ace are the only ones still in reach. Now, Emma, imagine that you have a crossbow. Imagine that you take aim at the crossbow at those two cards, you fire it and you hit one of those cards, it flies all the way through the back of the room, through the folding doors, through that curtain and hits what I think is a window on the other side. It eventually gets pinned to something. Which card did you hit, the Ace or the Jack of Hearts?
Jack.
The Jack. So the Jack of Hearts is now, I don't know how many buildings away. There's a hill that goes down, it could have gone for miles. The only card that's left hovering here in the air, the chosen card, is the Ace of Hearts. Now here's the thing. You could have put down the red cards and held on to the black cards, but you didn't want to. You could have floated the, you could have sorted the diamonds into two piles instead of the hearts, but you didn't want to. You could have floated the number cards into the air and ended up with a 3 or an 8 or a 7 or a 6 or a 2 or a 10 or whatever, but you didn't want to. Then you could have floated the Ace up onto the ceiling and fired at the King or the Queen or whatever and left something else hovering that you didn't want to. And then finally you could have fired that arrow at the Ace and sent it flying for miles and left the Jack here instead of this, but you didn't want to. And any of those decisions had been different. You couldn't have wound up with the Ace of Hearts. And of course it seems fair. Of course it seems random. Of course it seems entirely beyond my control. And of course it is fair. Of course it is random. Of course it is entirely beyond my control. Unless you were acting on an idea. An idea that I planted inside your mind. An idea that has been driving every decision you've made. Like an inception. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the home stretch. It brings us to the moment you've all been waiting for. It is time to open the mystery box. But before we do, it's my favourite part of the show. Before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to try one more thing. And because I need someone to help me out with this who has psychic power. Oh, Simon, perfect. Would you please join me up again? Ladies and gentlemen, Simon. Yeah, Simon, go ahead and take a seat. You're going to be here for a while. Simon, you don't know what's inside the box. No, you had no idea when you came in. You still, to this moment, don't know what's inside the box. You still don't know. Okay, Simon, here's what's going to happen. I want you to use your psychic powers, just like you did before when you were looking through the book, to try and guess what's inside the box, okay? I'm going to hand you this drawing pad. I'm going to hand you the pen. I want you to draw a picture. Imagine the box is see-through. Imagine you know what is inside. Draw a picture so we can all see it. Yes, I can tell he's confident. He knows what he wants to do. Okay. Whilst Simon is doing that, when you've done it, just hold it up against your chest. Don't let anybody see it. We'll come back to it in a minute. Whilst he's doing that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to attempt to perform inception on every single person in the room at the same time. Because I'm doing it to so many people, it won't just be a snap of the fingers like it was before. It will take me a minute, maybe two. I'm going to go into a trance. When I'm in the trance, you will experience powerful hallucinations. They are going to seem vivid. They are going to seem like they are really happening. You may wonder where I got the money to create. It's not real. It's just in your mind. Do not try and describe it to anybody else or you will sound mental. Also, do not shout or scream or try or do anything, because if you wake me up during the trance, I will die. I don't want that to happen again. And it's a new line, I'll keep it. And also, the other thing is that you may experience nausea. You might throw up. Although, to be honest, that only happened one time. I think it was the sushi restaurant that couple went to before the show, but you know what, that's for the courts to decide. Nonetheless, I think we're ready. Can we have some inception music, please? Does everybody have an image in their mind? I was attempting to plant an image in your mind, and the image I was trying to plant is the image of the thing that is inside the box. So if everything goes according to plan, the image that planted in your mind and the thing in the box and the drawing that Simon has drawn, which we haven't seen yet, should all be the same thing. Here's what's going to happen. On the count of three, Simon, you're going to turn your drawing around, show it to everyone for the first time, and if his drawing matches the image that suddenly came into your mind during the inception, I want you to raise your hand. And if I get like 5 hands raised, I'm going to be over the moon. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Anyone? No one. Yes. Some people. Yes, some people got that image in their mind. That is incredible. Oh my God, that is incredible. That is unbelievable. But it doesn't even mean anything. Unless the image matches what's inside the box. What is that?
I don't draw very well, I'm sorry.
Do you even know what it was supposed to be? You just had an image, then you tried to convey it.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't know what the image is. They just...
It's kind of like there's a taco.
A taco?
Yeah.
That's what this is. This is a taco. And what's this?
Something like the Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower. Okay, mate. Yeah, could. You know what? I'm not even going to touch the box. Simon, I would like you to do the honours.
Oh, really?
Yes. The lid should just slide backwards towards yourself.
Like this?
Yes. Good, it's not locked. Show everyone what is inside. Could have drawn anything, ladies and gentlemen.